Good evening and welcome to Class with Coco. I go by the name of Classy Coco and you already know how it goes. Today, I want to take things a little left or deep. So yeah, I spent a lot of years doubting myself and labeling myself and putting myself in a box because there was no answers for how I experience this world. So today I wanted to talk about being able to discern the many thoughts within your mind. As I've spoken about before in previous videos and will continuously speak about, all thoughts are energy, and because of this factor, they are able to permeate through time and space and obviously through solid matter. We as human beings feel as though our thoughts are first and foremost unique to ourselves. We also feel as though our thoughts are private. However, I'm here to let you know that this is not the reality, and I am sure that there is technology that can decipher our thoughts. Not only that, we as human beings are living antennae, and thus we are able to decipher thoughts. However, this is dependent on the frequency that you are running on, because your mind is a computer, and some people have higher functioning computers in terms of their frequency and how they process information. So, the human mind is such an intricate organ. Should I say the human brain? The mind is a byproduct of the brain. And there are so many things that can go wrong with the human mind, hence the reason why we have the term mental health. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm much rather a philosopher or just a student of life who likes to learn. There are people who have certain conditions in which they hear voices and so on and so forth. I am not talking about people with certain conditions such as schizophrenia. I'm talking about the normal way in which thoughts generate and pop up in your mind. So, a lot of us are unable to determine and discern where the thoughts that we have are coming from. As someone who's spiritual, I do like to tap in and be provided with the answers that I know that I cannot give myself nor find from anyone else. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because I must stress before I continue that this is theory. I don't know all the solid answers, but this is just my experience. So, growing up, we're taught about good and bad. We're shown it in cartoons with the good angel and the bad angel. A lot of the times I have battled with my thoughts, and I have often had contradicting thoughts, and I've always prayed and asked for answers, and I do believe that I've been given those answers. However, I do feel as though sometimes, because I am imperfect, I do feel like there's a sort of negative energy that implants thoughts and answers to confuse me. I feel so conflicted talking about this because these are my own mental processes, but I have to put it out there because humanity has to grow, and we're not going to grow from fucking Instagram and chatting shit all the time. Like, we have to ponder on the things that happen within the human mind that cannot be explained by science. We cannot just always downplay and say, oh, well, something's wrong with that person. So let's continue. From what I feel, there are often opposing thoughts, and there are also sometimes thoughts that pop up that seem to come out of nowhere that I have to question. I made this video to let people know that in order for you to be able to tune into the frequencies in which we may call a higher power of good, you need to tune yourself to be able to align with that frequency. We as human beings are misaligned because of all of the frequencies that, number one, we're surrounded with, extra frequencies from television, radio, Wi-Fi. All these things affect our frequencies, not to mention all the things that we don't know about ourselves. So for myself, I may be upstanding in the way that I like to learn and grow and try and get to know what life is about. However, I smoke. I also listen to certain types of music that is subconsciously programming me, which means that as a human being, I am imbalanced in my energy. So my frequency is able to be interrupted and disturbed because it is not perfectly aligned and tuned. If you think about a violin or a stringed instrument, the precise ways in which you have to pluck it in order to get the sound that you want. If any other intrusion, if any other thing comes in and plucks that string, in it could be in the most lightest way, but in the wrong place, then that sound, that note will change. That's how it is for us as human beings. Our emotions and our thoughts are able to be stimulated from things outside ourselves. Now, if there are forces outside ourselves that cannot be seen but can influence us, then we need to be aware of this so that we can monitor who we are. Honestly, guys, I feel a bit nuts speaking to you about this, but it is true for me. I recognize and realize that sometimes my thoughts almost feel implanted, or they feel disrupted. Sometimes my thoughts even feel blocked. And so you have to be aware that when you open your eyes every day till when you close them, even when you're sleeping, your body is doing work. Your mind is doing work. Your atoms and all the cells in your body, they're reacting to energies, frequencies around them all the time. This video was to let people know that not every thought that you have is the truth. Some thoughts that you have can lead you astray. In Islam, they may call it Shaitan's whispers. In cartoons, they would show the good angel and the bad angel sitting on your shoulder. In order for you to reach a place where you can be able to discern with clarity, you have to clean up your energy. You have to clean up your frequencies, which means looking at who you are, questioning how you spend your time, and making the necessary changes to better yourself. Nobody is perfect, but when you are actively aligning yourself to be a better person, then what you need to know will come to you. It may not be clear, but it will come. That's all I've got to say for this video. Thank you for listening. I'm wishing you a great weekend ahead. Take it easy. Bye. That love need you.